If you gave me a reason, Lord, I will praise you. Without a reason, I will still praise you. If you gave me a miracle, yes, I will praise you. Without a miracle, I will still praise you.
So here we are at the bridal house, which is now Stitches. This is one of the other most common places where officers would find David sleeping, in addition to where we have just come from. He also slept at Eve Brown's on Kirkgate, Peter's Sew and Save in Thornton's Arcade, which we've just passed, and other places in the city centre.
The path to the land of my dreams is not as far as it seems. Stowing away on the jumbo ship, if I take a chance, I can make the trip. And I'm on my way. And I'm on my way to the ideal place where I'll have the space to strive for a good life. I'll arrive and see what the future brings. I can find enjoyment, employment in the land of my dreams. I can find enjoyment, employment in the land of my dreams.
David would often be arrested and taken to Millgarth Police Station down the road, number 21 on your map. Millgarth Police Station was on Millgarth Street off Eastgate at the bottom of Head Row.
For you are God alone, you are God, reigning in majesty, Lord, you reign.
Wole Soyinka, many of you may have heard of, was a student at Leeds University in the 1950s, and he was the first African to win the Nobel Prize for Literature. David too wanted to be a student, but it wasn't meant to be. Soyinka would return to Leeds many times, and Juwon has worked with him on a production at the West Yorkshire Playhouse. If you could share your reflections.
Which also involved Mr. Mike Brown here. It was the beatification of Area Boy, which happened at West Yorkshire Playhouse in 1995 and 1996 and ended on an international tour in 1997. Actually, the first time I worked with Wole Soyinka was in Nigeria in a production of a play of his called Opera Wanyosi, which was in 1977 or 8. So I go that far back. And I've also been involved with the story of David Oluwale for a long time, because when I was working on Beatification of Area Boy, I lived in a house that belonged to Maureen and Paul Baker. And Maureen Baker knew David Oluwale and in fact informed Jeremy Sanford, who wrote Smiling David, about his situation, or gave him a lot of the information that went into that radio play. And from that time onwards, I was interested enough in David's life to create a piece of music drama, which I did at Pegasus Theatre, Oxford, and was performed in 1999 and 2000. It was called Into the Fire. So yes, I have a long sort of history with David Oluwale.
What was Reese before it was Reese back in the 60s or 50s?
I think Max has captured the spirit of David, and what is now Rice Clothing was originally the Mecca Ballroom. And American music had really taken off in Britain from the 19th century. You had minstrel shows, you had homegrown minstrel companies that would be reproducing American music, but you also had respectable acts to put it politely, such as the Fisk Jubilee Singers, who arrived in the mid-1850s and took Britain by storm. They performed 3 tours of Europe and performed several times at Leeds Town Hall. And so by the time the likes of Louis Jordan's music and Louis Armstrong and other jazz acts of the 1930s, they were very popular in Leeds. I think Louis Armstrong has said that he came to Leeds 8 times between in the 1930s and 40s. Black music was very popular, and David was a great admirer of American music and American fashion. He liked to wear American clothing. The Mecca Ballroom is one of the many places where David enjoyed drinking and socializing, and this was a popular location amongst him and his friends.
Countryman, let me give you a hand. You're dealing with people who do not understand. We have our ways and they have theirs. They think you are damaged and in need of repairs. But you and I know it's the insight they like. Can't you take things easy and cut them some slack? Let me give you support, countryman. If you can trust me, we can make a plan. Let me give you support, countryman. If you can trust me, we can make a plan.
His friend, Christmas Ogbonson, told writer Kester Abston, who wrote a biography of David, that David was a quiet man and he was always happy and smiling, not aggressive, and would not harm anybody. His friend, Abi So from the Gambia, remembered him as a very happy individual and a good conversationalist. He was always making jokes and could be the life of the party. Gabe Adams confirms this. He was not a big drinker, but he enjoyed cannabis. He loved American music and film. He was always wanting to be like a Yank, said Gabe. His nickname, David's nickname, was Yankee. We now actually stood outside what was the King Edward Hotel. This is the place where David enjoyed drinking, and this is the place where many of his troubles began.
Don't pick on me, officer, I'm having fun in town. Oh yeah. Don't pick on me, officer, I'm having fun in town. Because where I come from, folks like to get their head down. Oh yeah.
Here on King Edward Street on the 25th of April 1953, P.C. Morris Roberts arrested David at 11:20 p.m. He was charged with disorderly conduct, assault on police, and damaging a police uniform. There had been an argument over a bill at the King Edward Hotel. His friends said he was hit by a policeman's truncheon.
My Roomba dancing is part of the mating game, oh yeah. My Roomba dancing is part of the mating game. If I have to stop clubbing, my life won't be the same, oh yeah. I'm dressed to the nines, looking for good times, acting like a Yankee who wants to spend some dimes. Can't you see that I'm looking for someone nice? Oh yeah, when I take her home, I'll feed her sugar and spice.
Things did not work out that night for David. He would spend the next 2 months in Armley Jail. On the 6th of June 1953, David was admitted to St. James's Hospital, Leeds, on a 14-day court order. Psychiatrist Michael Leahy recorded that David appeared apprehensive, noisy, and frightened without a cause. 5 days later, he described him as loud, excitable, and terrified. He said David was childish and wept when talking of his fears. On the 11th of June 1953, David was taken to Menston Asylum, Leeds. He was diagnosed as schizophrenic, and his treatment included electroconvulsive therapy and Largactil. He was incarcerated there for the next 8 years.
Don't pick on me, officer, I'm having fun in town. Oh yeah. Don't pick on me, officer, I'm having fun in town. Because where I come from, folks like to let their hair down.